Shank Rock is the wave of the future. The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Oh. That's how they figured out she was pregnant.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.
Now, some of y'all might say, who is Shank Rock? Shank Rock is black media. Well, what is black media? Black media is all about allowing black people to be themselves first. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about politics. It's about doing what's right. It's about holding those that needs to be held accountable to be held accountable. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Salute to the chat, salute to the replay gang, and salute to my moderators. Now, there's going to be a major press conference tomorrow. Now, I do have the pleasure of having Mr. Lester, who is involved in this press conference, on the panel with me. So I'm just going to have him introduce himself to you all and then explain to us what the press conference is about.
Good evening, family. My name is Lester Wheeler. I'm out of New Orleans, Louisiana. We're having a press conference on tomorrow about our property, our minerals, and our rights to be on our property. We are going against what so-called giants, which I don't think nobody's bigger than God.
That's right.
We're going to be pressing and moving forward for our rights that they have violated.
That's right.
Most of all, for our land that they have overtaken and for the minerals that they have taken off of our land. Oil and other proceeds, other minerals, should I say. But mainly, we are in this fight because it have been 90 years that they have been drilling off of our property. They have kicked our people off our property. They tore their houses down and buried them right there on the property.
Wow.
The last thing they tore down just about a couple of years ago was the church, God's house. They tore it down. And we need our people around the country to know and understand what we are fighting for. We are fighting for something that our ancestors purchased many years ago and left for generations for us to enjoy. And they have taken that away from us. And we are in this fight. We need your help to be with us in this fight. We need, first of all, we need God. That's what we need. We need God first and foremost.
That's right.
So my apologies for putting others in front of God, because God is our number one. But we do need God's people to back us.
Amen. Amen.
And I thank everyone that's here with us, that's fighting with us. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe, back to back. Because when you're standing back to back, you know what's coming at you.
That's right.
I got your back, you got mine. So when
That's
the
right.
enemy come, we see him.
That's right.
And I thank everyone here in this interview, everyone that see this interview. I want to thank y'all for being there with us, for praying for us and praying with us.
That's right.
We're going to move forward. We're going to continue, and we're going to keep you all updated as we move forward. We need this. God said it there for us. and we're going to get it.
Take us to first, when you say they, did they use Jim Crow laws, redlining, or did they just straight debo from off of Friday to do and get?
They came in. My ancestors purchased this property back in 1864. My ancestor's grandson bought the property from his grandmother, and he shared the property with his other 4 siblings. So actually, it was 5 families. The one who purchased it, he didn't have any children. He didn't have any siblings. So it's split among 4 families. They have been drilling off of our property since 1936 to this very day that we sitting here talking. Never stopped. 1936.
Wow.
They have torn my family houses down right there on the property and buried them. Right on the property. They buried the houses on the property. The last thing they tore down was the church just a couple of years ago, God's house. They tore it down and buried it on the property. And the giants that I'm speaking of is a company called AVOCADO. AVOCADO LLC. They are a subsidiary of a bank that's in Louisiana called Whitney Bank.
Okay.
That's the giants that I'm speaking of. We need, first, we got God's help.
That's right.
We need God's people to back his people.
That's right.
And that's what we asking for. We asking for God's people to stand up with God's people.
Right.
We know we can't ask the enemy to stand with us. That's why we come in here to ask God's people to stand with God's people.
That's right. Let me ask you, Brother Lester, what legal steps have you taken so far? Or have you taken any legal steps?
All right. Yes, we have. We've taken legal steps as went to court. My family been going back and forth to court for probably over 50 years with this. But finally, in 2013, we got a judgment. We won our property back. Good. The judge put in the judgment a cease and desist for the ones who do not have no rights to be there. But they ignored that.
Wow.
They need to be removed. They need to be stopped. We need to get accountability for what they have taken off of the island. They have taken, first they take our people off the island. They kicked them off, and that interrupted their lives. That was their way of living. They knew how to survive from that island.
That's right.
Our people, they fish, they hunt, they did everything. They had everything on that island that they needed to survive. And they kicked them off. They took that from them because of the minerals. They had wells, oil wells, underneath the houses of our people. That's the reason why they kicked them off the island, because they wanted the minerals that was on the island. We have oil, we have natural gas, we have sulfur. We have a lot of them, and they, like I said, they've been drilling off of that island since 1936, and to this very day, 90 years later, almost a whole century later, haven't stopped. And we want accountability for what have been done to us.
That's right.
Money, yes. But most of all, how they broke our people down.
That's right.
How they kicked them off the island. And you know, a lot of them died because of that. Because of being heartbroken. That's the only thing they knew. They knew that island. They knew how to survive. And outside of that island, it's like you taking a baby bottle away from them. We don't understand how it felt for them to get kicked off of that island. And I mean, don't understand, mean empathy, not the sympathy, I mean the empathy. To have the feeling to know how they felt when they got kicked off of that island. Then they give them 2 hours. They come on that island with a piece of paper saying, y'all got 2 hours to get whatever y'all can gather and get off of this island. Off of your own property. Your own property. So, I mean, That I wasn't there, but I knew that had to be
Right.
a hurting feeling. I have talked
Yeah.
to many of my relatives,
Yes.
and that was a hurting feeling for them.
Yes. I could just imagine. So we got this press conference that's taking place tomorrow. What are you expecting from the press conference first?
First of all, we expecting that our people can at least go back to what's left of there, because they have disrupted the island. They have the development over there. They arrest our people when they go over there on their own property. They arrest them. So first of all, we want our people to have access and ability to go back over there and
Mhm.
enjoy what's left of it. And
Mhm.
then we want accountability for what they have taken off of that. We most definitely want accountability for the
Right.
minerals that they have taken off of that.
Right. And 2026, we're still dealing with these type of issues. But before I put a tag on it, let me just ask you first. Do you feel any racial discrimination involved?
Yes, it was all racial. It was 100% racial,
Wow.
because the ones who kicked my people off of the island, they're all white. My people was all black. Even though the 10th president of the United States was the father of the first ancestor that bought the property, was the father of her daughter.
Wow.
And I just don't understand how they can be so cruel. It was racial, no doubt about it. It was racial. You
Mhm.
come and you give an island full of black people 2 hours of notice, get off of this island, or we gonna arrest you. We gonna take you to jail. Just take what you can take in these 2 hours. These people build houses out there. I mean, build houses from the ground. And they told them to take what they can take in 2 hours. They can't pick no house up in 2 hours and take it.
That's right.
They took them people off of the island and towed their property down and buried it on the island. So how much racial and disrespect was that? And the last thing they tore down was God's house, the church, a place that people worship, a place that people look forward to going to probably 2-3 times a week. It's just it's horrible, because when I talk to some of my relatives, one of them said that they said, as long as we talking about the property, it was all right. But when y'all start talking about the money, it's time for y'all
Mhm.
to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
They not giving you no money. I don't care how much they take up. Oh, but you could best believe I won't finish. I won't stop. I'm gonna fight this fight with every breath in
That's
me
right.
and
That's
everything
right.
I got left in me. I
That's right.
promised it to my mother. I promised it to my people up there in the country. I ain't gonna stop.
That's right. And let me just say this and see, because I have a mixed audience. My followers are mixed, and they always ask, why can't black people get over it? Why can't black people stop using the race card? And then you'll get, people who family may have migrated here or came here, and their family may have done well. And they always say, well, my people came to this country and my people were able to um, you know, get a business started. What is going on with Black Americans? Well, this is a prime example, and I'm not even going to go into it. I'm going to let Brother John Barnett come in, and I'll let Brother John Barnett speak on it. But the plane that I'm landing is Black Americans have been going through this from the beginning of this country. We build, we have land, we have uh, businesses, we're doing fine economically. And then they'll come in and they'll just either steal it from us, or as in Brother Lester's case, they'll just demolish, bury what we've built. Come on in, Brother John Barnett, and speak to the people on this press conference. What's your angle with the press conference? Brother John is frozen. Let me.
Yes, he must have to move to a better spot. But I can speak on it till he come in.
Okay, go ahead, Brother Lester.
Us as black people, this country was built off our back first and foremost. We don't have the same resources as others do. We can't walk to the
Now I can't hear you.
Brother John in? You in, Brother John?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear him, Brother Eric?
Yes, sir. All right, Brother John.
Can you hear
Brother
me, brother?
John, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
But I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna start it over. Don't worry about it.
I can hear you.
I'm gonna end it and bring it back. We're gonna get it together.
I can't hear Brother John. Let me drop down and see. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me now?
Okay. Can you hear me, Lester?
Yes.
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear both of you.
I can hear Brother Lester, but it's kind of faded. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I can hear Brother Lester. Brother Lester's kind of faded a little bit. I can hear him.
A little, but I can hear him. I can hear him.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Actually, I went out of I purposely went out of the of your live because I just sent this link to Attorney Ben Crump and the flyer as well for tomorrow's press conference. So you may pop in. But what was your question, Brother Eric? I know you alluded to a question.
Yeah, I was just asking, what's your angle with the press conference?
Oh, it's deja vu for me. It's the Rails brothers that I was in a movie. I was in a movie last year, the year before last. Didn't get an Oscar dub for that though, but nevertheless, Silver Dollar Road. I went to Beaufort, North Carolina, over a decade ago, and I remember this guy from New York was like, "Yo, we're gonna make a movie." I'm like, "Okay," you know, you're talking 10 years later. So the Rails brothers is two black men out of Beaufort, North Carolina, and they own this land that had this amazing ocean front view. And I was trying to figure out why they called this movie Silver Dollar Road. And when I went down there, I just went to the grandma's house, sat down in the living room with them. They said, "Look, my two brothers been in jail for at that time it was probably 5 years. And they were in there for trespassing. And trespassing, my lawyer said, you know, Brenton Boyce, I never forgot. I was like, "Yo, these guys been in jail for like 5 years." He said, "What they do? They kill somebody?" I was like, "No, it's trespassing." He said, "John, trespassing is only 180 days max. Only 100 days, 6 months max. That's the max. That's if somebody tell you to get off their property and you come back the next day and you do it 4 more times. The most you can get out of that is 180. They was in that for 5 years. So long story short, when I went down Silver Dollar Road, which ironically enough is the name of the movie, it literally led. If I was to keep driving, I would drive right into the Atlantic Ocean. That's how beautiful this site was to me. I thought it was amazing. And you know, you had a couple family members that maintained the land, paid the taxes, and there was always one family member that kind of messes up everybody and just sell a little bit of the property to this person or that person. And that's all they needed for these millionaire guys to take over this land. They wanted oceanfront resorts and hotels, and these Rails brothers would not give up. So long story short, they stood the test of time. They said, "We're not leaving the land." So they locked them up for trespassing, and they stayed in jail. They were 55 plus years of age. for 7 years and 11 months for trespassing. They just let him out like last year before last, and they made a movie out of this called Silver Dollar Road in Beaufort, North Carolina, which ironically enough, brother Eric, is the home time. It's the place where the Tea Party started.
Wow.
Remember the Tea Party?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was at fighting for those brothers. So I did a press conference. I did a march of about 400 people, black and white. Everybody wanted these brothers out of jail. And 3 years after that, they finally let them out. And so they actually got us. I'm in the movie. The march is in the movie. But again, this reminds me of that. Fighting for land. I came down here last year, St. Martinsville, Louisiana. Family members own the land. And what I think America's doing is that when they gave us that 40 acres and a mule, they realized that was a bad idea. Because I heard even Farrakhan say, Minister Farrakhan said that land is power.
Yeah.
And that's why the Muslims got land in Georgia and they're growing crops. They realized, I don't think, the slave masters back then, when they would die and they loved that slave so much, they would give that slave acres of land. And it's supposed to have been 40 acres and a mule. And so in saying that, I think later on in the 80s and 90s, black folks would start to lose land around the 80s, more in the 90s and even more now. And what they did, they made uptown popular for us.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with this, Brother Lester. Black folks started leaving their hometown, including myself. I left Clover, South Carolina, and didn't think about looking back. And so in saying that, there's land down there. The grandma's land is down there. My aunts, my uncles. And because we wanted to live uptown, be it Atlanta or Charlotte, we forsake what grandma gave us. Yeah. And, I'm in a place right now where I'm trying to reclaim that, but they drew us out of the country and they put us uptown in Charlotte, separated us. And now a lot of people in Charlotte are saying, man, I should have stayed at my grandma's house in Chester, South Carolina. Yeah. I know they still washing clothes and hanging them on the line and they eating watermelon, but the taxes is cheaper. Hello.
Yes.
The taxes are cheaper. So Brother Lester is dealing with the same thing. It's a David and Goliath story. I told Brother Lester, what we doing tomorrow at 10:30? I can't wait to get out there. It's a David and Goliath. We're limited with a lot of resources. These are millionaire attorneys and millionaire oil companies and just it's a David and Goliath story. So our goal is to break them down. I don't have a lot of stones. Goliath, David had 3 stones, and he threw those 3 stones and got justice. And so that's what we're trying to get tomorrow. And so long story short, it's just another example of land being stolen and taken from black people in America. And it's not just here in Louisiana, where I'm at right now. First time in New Orleans, I'm loving it. It's in Mississippi. It's in Georgia. It's in all the southern states. And so we hope to get justice on tomorrow. I'm sure they're going to get it because once you shine a light in dark areas, it tend to expose a lot of things. And Brother Shank, you've been very successful. I mean, we got another press conference in 2 days, Brother Lester, and just shining the light and telling the story on Shank Rock's page has just been a blessing for all of us because, who else is going to get the word out? And this is their first time. I'm going to let Brother Lester talk because I'm excited to meet him. Thank you for dinner tonight. He gave me some dinner. I ate some crawfish bread tonight, Brother Shank Rock. I got to eat it where I go. So I ate some crawfish bread tonight. Never had it in my life. But I passed the Superdome tonight. And I immediately thought about our brother and sister that died during Katrina. So the first thing I seen was that Superdome. I was like, wow, that's where everybody was staying at. Mm-hmm. And Brother Lester gave me some stories tonight that I'll probably never forget. How they broke the levees so the water wouldn't go into the white neighborhoods. So much history down here. I mean, he said he knows Lil Wayne's mama. So we can go on and on. Just a little time that I made it.
Let me stay right there. So, Brother Lester,
Yes, sir.
they actually broke the levees.
Dynamited it.
Can you touch off? Can you tell me the same thing you told Brother John?
Well, what it is that the water goes up the Mississippi, and the water hadn't got so high it was about to go into the white neighborhoods. Wow. So in order to stop it, they had to breach the levee to send the water into the black neighborhoods, and that's what they did. They breached the levee, They dynamited it because they found all
Right.
kinds of pieces of dynamite all over where they breached the levee at, and the water just diverted into the black neighborhoods. I mean, the water was so strong and so bad. I wasn't here, but my sister called us up on the telephone.
Right.
My sister was going down a street called Claiborne Street. She turned on to the street that my mother's house is on, which is Milan Street. And when she turned off of Claiborne, she got maybe a quarter way of the block, not a mile, a quarter way of the block. She seen the water coming at her like, I don't know. She said the water was like 6 or 7 feet in the air, just coming all in one wave. She had to hurry up, pull her SUV on the side, and jump out of it and go jump on a high porch. That's how hard and fast the water was coming. I mean, this was a matter of not minutes, maybe seconds that she had to hurry up and get out of the way.
Wow.
And it was terrible. The water by my mother's house is a duplex. The bottom sits about maybe 10 feet off the ground, and then they got the top. The water was all the way to the top of the bottom where my mother stayed. That was about 10 feet off the ground. The water was about 9 feet high around my mother's house. My sister found a boat to get in, to boat her way about 2 more blocks down for to get to my mom's house on the top where my sister stayed. That's how she had to get to safety.
He told me they was on top.
Huh?
He told me they was on top. I was telling brother Eric a lot of history. And the Katrina really hits home for me because I watch the documentaries, but I never been here. So you feel it when you get here. Literally, I can feel it. But he had said that people were on top of the houses trying to wave down George Bush and the rest of his boys in those helicopters, saying, "Save me." He also talked about the fact, and I'm telling you, I'll never forget this. He had said that he had a business here, and when he came back, they still didn't have electricity for 2 to 3 months. No electricity for 2 to 3 months. That's like living like a caveman. After the floods.
Now, I told Brother John about the night ward. Houses was literally moved off of their foundation, off of the pillar, up, and it was like 2 blocks down the street. Houses was like 2 blocks down the street. And also, I told him this: they really downplayed how many bodies it was.
Yeah.
They had my brother was incarcerated in another part of Louisiana, where they dug up holes and they just was throwing black bags. They was just throwing. It was probably at least 18 to 20,000 deaths. Wow. At least.
He said the media just ran less than 300, 500. He said it was a whole lot more. Babies as well. Little babies.
Wow.
I was in Texas, in Houston, and I ran across a friend of mine. He told me he had his son holding on to his son, trying to hold on to a pole, and his son slipped out his hand, and the water, the waves were so heavy, and the water, was so deep, he lost his son, and his son died. His son was about 5 years old.
Wow.
That's how rough it was. He was holding on to a telephone pole, trying to hold his son, and his son slipped out of his hand, and he lost his son. It was rough. It was rough. It was rough. It was, when I say it was rough, it was my sister brought my aunt. My aunt was staying behind. My aunt was like 80-something years old. My sister found an old boat that she boated her way all the way to the steps to get on the steps to get across and get to the Superdome to bring my aunt. My aunt had like 2 mild heart attacks while my sister was trying to get her there. It was something you'll see on TV. Something you thought you'd never see in life. People saying that they had dead bodies, they was passing up in that water, and ain't nothing they could do about it. It was bad. It was way worse than what they talked about. Even the movie they made wasn't even no match for what happened down here.
So in the midst of all that suffering, tomorrow at 10:30, I'm going to Morgan City, and we're going to be staging our press conference to fight to get this land back that they're still paying taxes on to today, Brother Eric. They're still paying taxes on something that they can't They can't even go over there and fish right now, but yet they're paying taxes. Morgan City tomorrow at 10:30. Can't wait to get there. The whole family's coming. He talked about Miss Frida. Frida, you said Frida is coming, right?
Big Frida, yeah.
I think it's a celebrity that's coming tomorrow.
He's a national celebrity. His father is one of the heirs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why I got both of y'all up on this panel with me? Give me y'all perspective on what will change things from here going forward for Black Americans when we're faced with these situations that you're faced with, Brother Lester.
This is
a good lawyer.
This is what I'm hoping to change things. Early on, for 8 years, I've been dealing with this. I had relatives that were dealing with this long before me, but for 8 years, I've been dealing with this, and I had an attorney that was, I'm gonna say it just like it is, that was doing zero. Because after 8 years, after 2 oil companies have admitted that they have money for you, and he haven't went and got it, that's sad. That is really sad. So this is what I'm thanking God for. I thank God, and God don't make no mistakes. I met Brother John Barnett because of my cousin. Because I was sitting in the bed meditating, and I got up to go work out, and my cousin called me, and he said, "Man, I think you need to call this man. You really need to call this man." I called Brother John. I explained to him what was going on. I sent him some information, and he called me right back. No hesitation. "Brother, we'll take your case. We will definitely take your case." And from that day to this day, right now, I feel like we on the winning side right now. This is the first time my family, not just me, and not just my brothers and sisters, my siblings, my family back in Morgan City, feel like we moving forward now. Because ain't no such thing as sit still. If you're sitting still, you're going backwards. Because everything's still moving forward. We feel like we moving in the right direction right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm thanking God for that. I'm thanking God for Brother John. I'm thanking God for my little cousin introducing me to him. And I'm thanking God that he put it in his brother's heart to help us.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And I'm looking forward to it. And this is my 22nd state that I've traveled to. And I brag about the fact, Brother Lester, I don't have a laptop. I just pass out business cards and ginger candy, you know. But I'm reminded of what Reverend Sharpton said about Dr. King. He said Dr. King didn't have Facebook, no TikTok, no paging, no iPhone, but he had an international ministry, which means what he did in Georgia, people are using nonviolent social change in Germany, Africa, and in Japan. The whole world knows Dr. King. And so I think the most 3 recognizable people, top 3 is Michael Jackson, Nelson Mandela, and Dr. King. They came from Georgia. So my point is that I've learned that Dr. King, when he was marching, he got tired of getting hit with them rocks. So he started marching with white folks and Catholics preaching. But the key to Dr. King's success was media exposure. What is Dr. King doing? He got Montgomery bus boycott. News was down there. What are they doing inside their restaurant? Dr. King's just gonna walk in. They're gonna get arrested. It don't matter. Bloody Sunday was on TV. People were watching. People trying to cross over the Edmondson Pettus Bridge, and 2 people died that day. I never got his name. Johnny Lee Johnson was his name, I believe. 2 people died, and dozens got hurt. So the following week, Dr. King said, "We're gonna march across this bridge, and I'm going with white folks and black folks." And they successfully crossed the bridge with 2,000 people. They used media exposure, and I think what Brother Lester and them, what they neglected to do, which was not their fault. The lawyer they had said, "Don't do media, not yet, not yet." That's 8 years later. I told Brother Lester, after 2 years, if somebody ain't winning in football, we getting rid of Cam Newton. If they ain't winning in basketball, we getting rid of LeBron James.
That's right.
So even in sports, which is something that's just for entertainment, even when they ain't winning, you got to understand, they get rid of them. They got to go.
That's right.
A lot of people get cut this year. Aaron Rodgers didn't make it. Baltimore didn't make it, and I love Baltimore, you know, but they're gonna get cut. So I think it's imperative that I'm glad I'm here now to kind of fine tune and use this young youthful energy I got, because I got a lot of it, to put new, new resources in place. You need exposure. You need a good lawyer. And so after tomorrow's press conference, don't stop. I'm coming back, brother Eric. I aspire to bring you down here. We're gonna do a justice rally. Now, we ain't gonna stop with just this press conference. They're gonna think I'm gonna come down here. He's gonna leave. He won't be back. We're gonna hit him again with a justice rally. And then I'm personally going to be giving this case to Willie Garrett tomorrow morning. I'll be contacting his office. And I looked at the movie The Burial. You know, I've seen him fight for cases similar to this and win. And I think I told them the best person I think we need to get on board is brother Willie Garrett. And it's millions involved, brother Eric. They've been pumping oil out of this island for decades.
Yeah.
And Exxon and Chevron and BP, they've sucked not only the oil, but they've sucked the blood from Mr. Lester and their family. You know, if I heard Farrakhan say that, I love my people so much, they've sucked the blood from me. You know what I'm saying? And so they've not only taken the blood, I mean, the oil, but they've also taken the blood from these people. And it's time for a change. And it's time for that new change, that exposure. They can't stop us from what we're doing tomorrow. We're exercising the First Amendment. I can't wait to get to that island tomorrow. And as we sit on the shore of that in the backdrop of the island is going to be behind us, we're going to be demanded that we give justice. And somebody sit down at a table of peace with us to determine what they're going to do. You ain't got to get off the land, but you're going to pay brother Lester and his family.
That's right.
Y'all are using our house. Y'all are using our land and not paying. And so it's just the American way. And I think the key to breaking down the American structure, that Dr. King said it best, brother Lester, don't you ever forget that. He said, sometime, brother Eric, in order to change the law, you got to break the law. In order to change the law, you got to break the law. So that's what we plan on doing tomorrow.
Before we get out of here, one more time, brother Lester, why are the people attending this press conference? For those that want to come out, tell them why they're coming out to this press conference.
We're coming out to this press conference mainly to get access back to what is rightfully ours, to get accountability for what have been taken away from us fraudulently, and we want justice for everything that have been done to us. And the last thing I got to say is this. I'm very much computer illiterate, but look at God. Nobody but God did this. And I thank you, brothers, for the help that y'all given me and my family.
That's right.
And I love y'all for that.
And we love you too. And I'm gonna let you end off, John Barnett. What are your words to the, am I pronouncing it right? AVOCADO LLC. Did I pronounce it right?
AVOCADO.
Okay. What is your words to the AVOCADO LLC, John Barnett?
I'm glad you said that. So glad you said that. I'm going to use the words of Robin Harris, famous comedian who Spike Lee had highlighted in one of his movies. I'm going to give it to you just like this. If Jane Brown got to go, Pete Rose got to go. That's what he said. So in saying that, they got to go. They got to go. Tomorrow, we bringing everybody to the shore of this location here in Morgan City. And I'm telling you now, we coming hard. We coming strong. We're going to be Bebe's kids tomorrow. And you know what Bebe's kids, when they don't die, they multiply. So tomorrow, Bebe's kids is coming to Morgan City. We be there at 10:30 sharp. We're getting there early. I'm getting to Starbucks, and I'm just ready to expose. See, one thing about exposing, I think Khalid Muhammad said it best on Donahue. He wanted to pull up the robe of the Pope. And Donahue said, what do you mean pull up the robe? Are you into some kind of freaky stuff? And Khalid Muhammad said, no, I want to pull up the robe to expose all the nasty and devilish and freaky stuff that's going on in the Catholic Church. So tomorrow I'm going to pull up the robe. I'm going to pull up the robe in Morgan City, pull up the robe on these oil companies so that the whole world can see it. The media is interested. The newspapers are coming. The media are coming. You know, it's going to be the Thriller in Manila. And I can't wait. They've been waiting for this for a long time. And I always get excited about press conferences and rallies because it gives people the opportunity to have a voice when their voice have been muzzled and silenced for years. It's going down tomorrow. It's going down at the OK Corral at high noon, buddy. So Billy Bob, you better put your boots on, buddy, because it's going to be a rough ride, buddy. It's going to be a rough ride.
And my final words is going to be
Give
for
God all the praises, brother.
and my final words is going to be for everybody that is in Morgan City and the surrounding areas. Please come out and meet Brother Lester and Brother John Barnett. The press conference starts at 10:30 a.m. Thank you, and I hope for everybody that's watching this to please show Brother Lester your support. Until next time, salute everybody. The Shank Rock is the wave of the future. The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Oh. That's how they figured out she was pregnant.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.
Now, some of y'all might say, who is Shank Rock? Shank Rock is black media. Well, what is black media? Black media is all about allowing black people to be themselves first. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about politics. It's about doing what's right. It's about holding those that needs to be held accountable to be held accountable.